Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian, guys, being my guide for Resident Evil 4 on professional difficulty. Today we're doing chapter 4-4, and real quick, as you notice, we are fast forwarding through this very beginning part. I died here a couple times, and to be fairly honest, this was quite the lengthy part, and honestly, it's not that hard to really figure out what you need to do, because really all you do is you go, when it comes to fighting the guys, just go from one side to another side, and then find a position where you have a good clear shot on them, and then take it, and then just shoot them. It's really not that complicated, and when it comes to the puzzle, I think you have to go to both sides and pull a lever or something, and there's also another lever that gets you, or there's another spot that gets you back there, but, you know, that's for you guys to, well, no, that's in the middle. That's in the middle part right there. But there's actually another thing behind the statue, and I think you have to climb to either the top or the middle side, or the left side, or right. I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, you know, if you guys are clueless as to what that is, just go look it up somewhere, and you'll probably find it. So, anyway, like I said, this will be, you know, fast forwarded for the time being until, like, after we get done with the quick time event, because this part's just kind of just dull and you know, kind of pointless to really get too much into here. Yeah, here it is, actually. I guess I showed it off anyway. Never mind. So I just felt like it was pointless to even bother showing all this off. And, oh, my bad, sorry. There'll be a couple times where I thought I heard something for a second, so that's why I was zoning out there. There's going to be, this will not be the first time that I'm going to fast forward this section. Right here, we finally get back to normal, thankfully. So we get past the whole Salazar, I think that's what his name was. We get past this whole section. But yeah, again, that won't be the first section in this game that in this chapter I'm going to fast forward through, because there's another scene where we're on an elevator, and that part that got old real quick, so I skimmed through that too. I skimmed through most of the things that I find, you know, monotonous, so that way, you know, you guys watching at home will be like, okay, you know, no one wants to sit here watching that same thing over and over and over again. It just seems rather boring. When it comes to, like, you know, trickier things like this, then I'll leave it, you know, normal speed. That way I can show off, you know, like, step by step what I plan on doing. So for this first part right here, I go toward this guy, kick him. If you can get him to get kicked off, that's great. If you just want to go ahead and kick him and knife him, that's also great too, or shoot him. You know, handle the situation as you would handle it normally. Poof, there we go. I guess I can't get him kicked off, unless I'm just thinking things, I don't know. See, that guy almost looked like he got kicked off, but I wasn't sure. Even then, even if they get kicked off, I don't know if they'll... They should take the fall damage for it. I would assume so. Anyway, I take out those two guys. There's another guy coming my way, but I'm going to go ahead and climb the ladder anyway. Reason why is because of this douchebag right here. So, this guy right here will send out barrels that will actually explode when I think they hit the wall. And they go down the stairs, and they can hurt you. And of course, no surprise, if you can pull the lever yourself, they can do the same thing to them. Now, right there, I don't know what happened. I guess, you know, the game was like, nah, he's not going to get hit by that. You know, I was thinking maybe he would, but I guess the game had other suggestions. Now, I think there's another way that they can take to get up here. They can probably take the same path that we took. So, just, you know, watch out for that. Also, watch out for grenade guys. If you stand right here, he can't throw any farther than, I think, the elevator. So you should be fine. If you want to take aim and just blow up the grenade and, like, while it's in his hand like I'm trying to do right now, then totally take for that shot. But I think eventually I get closer. One thing real quick. If they're not going to come up the stairs, and as you see they're coming basically... Oh, I guess he did get kind of a bounce there. If they're not going to come up the stairs like they're doing right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just stand near the ladder, and whoever decides to come up that way, I'll just shoot them. So that's kind of the plan right here. I guess I was getting some shots in there, huh? Looks like we got some riot shields coming in through. Sorry, guys. It's a habit of mine to call it that. I'm so sorry. I know they're just regular shields, but I've always called them riot shields because that's always been something I've seen so many times in video games. I just end up calling it riot shield, like, unintentionally. And I think, I think both me and, you know, David are the same way, where we'll play a game and then we'll see a shield and accidentally call it a riot shield or something. Because me and him have played both Call of Duty and, like, you know, Uncharted, which I think even had a riot shield. I don't remember if Last of Us had one or not, but we've played our fair share of multiplayer games that happen to have it, and you know, at least every time I see a shield, you know, that looks kind of like one, I always call it a riot. So I know it's not. I'm just stupid. Anyway, this is the section I was talking about. This is very dangerous. So essentially, the key part here, what I do, is I shoot him in the head and go for the kick. That way I can knock out everybody else with it. Now, when you get the guys with the helmets coming in, whip out the shotgun. Stand in one corner and just annihilate them. That's my big plan here. I have nothing else I can really tell you how to do this. This part just, it sucks, especially when the parasites come through themselves. I forget what type they are. Yeah, I forget what the name of that sort of Las Plagas is. I don't really remember. Either way, those are the ones that bite off your head, not just chop you off. Because once they grab you, it's practically instant death. They can still hurt you, I think, with like other abilities of theirs, but other than that, they mostly try to go for like grabbing you and bite your head off. And I think, like I said, I think it is an instant kill. So there's that. So after all that's said and done, heal up, do what you can. Again, going back to the other section, if possible, shoot him in the head, or even shoot him in the knees if you really want to and get a suplex. You won't. I think you can probably hit somebody else while doing the suplex, so you could probably get some damage that way, but I recommend just going for the headshots, get the kick that way, and then whip out a shotgun if you have it. If you don't have it, then whip out maybe a flash grenade, but throw it to like the corner, that way maybe it hopefully, you know, stays on the elevator and not bounces off. Then here I'm going to fast forward, I'm just selling, buying, selling, buying. So, you guys can get an idea of what I'm doing here. Anyway, sorry, my body's not doing that well today, it seems, so I'm kind of a little out of it. Anyway, this is our boss fight of the chapter, and I believe his name was Salazar. I think this is Salazar. I remember, like, when I first played, or when I got this part in professional difficulty, I actually ended up doing a fantastic job with killing him. So, that was just... Oh, I actually started. That was me being stupid. I was trying to do it in one... Okay, I'm going to be honest. I remember this part. I was trying to do this in one go and be cocky. I was like, I'm going to do it again in one go. And then I fucking die. And then I forgot to cut out the whole restart checkpoint scene. So I'm kind of an idiot. Alright. The trick here, what I do with him, in all actuality, is I shoot the eye with the pistol. You know, since I got the ammo for it. And then I lay into him with a sniper shot. You have, I think... one more shot after the thing comes back together to get a nice sniper shot on him. So, you know, take that as you will. At this point, I decided to say, fuck it. I'm just going to deal with it as is. If you get knocked down here, you're going to deal with these bugs. So you can easily just climb back up. Just, whenever the quick time events come up, just avoid them. See, that was the thing. Like, I stood, there's a certain spot I stood at. And I wanted to show it off to you guys, but I couldn't because I suck so bad. Where... I literally stood in one place the entire fight, and I ended up actually killing him without even having to dodge anything at all. If you guys can find that spot, then, you know, I'll go for it. And I think where I'm at right now might be it. Granted, I think you still have to... Oh no, I didn't stand in one spot. What I did was, like, every time I stood in the middle, the two arms on the, you know, right and left would not hit me. But I think, the middle one will actually come straight toward you and then grab you with its mouth. And that also hurts too. So I think I usually just, whenever that thing's about to attack, I just run to the left or right. And the other hands won't really do anything. As far as I recall. Because, again, this was recorded a while back, and that was a while back before I actually ended up doing that. So, there's a way you can tell when he's about to, like, charge into you. And it's right there. You see he opens his mouth right there? Yeah, that's what it is. That time, I think, was probably the hand that... Well, it was obviously the hands that hit me. But I think the dodge prompt was for that specific hand, but I'm not sure. Oh, goddamn. So anyway, if you do need ammo, though, you know, feel free to go down there and grab some. The Broken Butterfly does decent damage. If you missed out on the Broken Butterfly, that's quite okay. You still have your pistol you can use. Guys, once again, you know... Resident Evil 4 is fairly... It's good. It's a great fucking game. But when you know what you're doing, or if you know how to, you know, just save a tad bit of ammo and just, you know, kick dudes throughout the entirety of the story, then you'd relatively end up fine throughout most of the game. There's nothing really here that's, you know, that retarded hard whatsoever. There's nothing that, you know, requires just extreme amounts of skill and timing. Maybe, like, Kaiser, or whatever his name was, you know, the military grunt dude. He's probably, like, to me, the hardest fight in this game. And then there's a whole military base section. That one is just a nightmare in general. So, you know, there's parts in here that are challenging relatively enough, but if you save your ammo as much as you possibly can, you know, you'll end up with just plenty throughout the entirety of the game. If you just use your pistol, shoot a guy in the head and do the kick thing, or just knife him, you know, you'll have plenty of stuff. Granted, you know, the skill comes in the fact of being able to dodge stuff as well. Also, if you go through that door, I think it ends off this room, and I think it might end off the chapter too. I don't remember. Maybe not the chapter itself, but I think you can't come back here. I don't know. Again, I think doesn't mean I know for sure. That's the problem with doing these guys. It's like I don't know jack and freaking shit. I don't know a damn thing about anything. That's the thing is, you know, this is a rarity of a game I'll actually play on hard. I typically don't do games on hard straight away guide-wise, you know. Once I beat a game on normal, I'll play it on hard and then come back and do a guide after I've beaten it before, you know, and I know what I want to do with it. But other than that, this is like a rarity of what I do, to be fair. Alright, let's see. I think that's everything here, maybe? I would assume so. Most likely. Anyway, heading up, head out the door, and looks like we still have more time left, so most likely the door is not the end of the chapter, because I don't remember what happens after this. Well, it's weird. Maybe you can go back. I don't know. I thought you probably could. Well, you probably could, and I'm just an idiot. I'm just a complete dumbass. That's probably why I thought you couldn't go back, because of the damn rope thing. Unless you can actually climb back up it. I don't know. I didn't try, so I had no reason to. I assume probably not. Also, there was a snake there. Yeah, I'm kind of an idiot. I didn't really notice it at first, because I'm a stupid asshole. I might not have had my sound on either, so I didn't really hear it, because they typically make a noise to let you know they're there. Anyway, that's the end of that boss, and I think we have, oh Christ, 6 or 7 more videos after this, because chapter 5 is like what I consider the military chapter. That's what I always call it, because it's mostly militarized enemies that you fight, the army dudes or whatever. I don't remember what they're part of. But yeah, I think this will be the end of the chapter, because I end up buying stuff and upgrading and selling or whatever. Whatever it is I do. I think I just bought, what was it, the Red 9? No, I have the Red 9. The fuck did I buy? I don't know. Some handgun thing. Either way, either I bought it or I equipped it. I don't remember. Regardless, you know, I'm doing my normal stuff. You guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to go ahead and end off the commentary here early and just let you guys listen to this. It won't be too long. So anyway, see you guys in the next chapter, which should be chapter 4 or 5. Either that or 5-1. So I'll see you all then. So as always, take care, everybody.